Good afternoon, Copers. Hello, good morning. It is Thursday, June 18th, and we're back. We're continuing our way through Dance Gavin Dance Week number 2. Thanks. Sponsored by Wandering Neanderthal, big supporter of the Cope. How are you guys doing? We had the progress report yesterday with Handsome Truth. I think it's the most downvoted video on the Rumble channel. I looked at it this morning. There was 36 downvotes. It's quite a lot more than my normal 3 to 6 that I get on Rumble every show. So thank you to all the people who came out and downvoted the video. I like HT. He's chill. I find him easy to talk to. He's very good at keeping it clean as well. You know, like I say to him, look, I'm on YouTube, so please don't get me in trouble. And he's actually like really good at that. He's really good at controlling what he says. There was maybe one thing that I wish he didn't say, but I've seen a lot worse. I've seen a lot worse. Yeah, there's a lot of spam, a lot of haters. I expected that, and that's rough, but that just goes with the territory. Anyway, we got a big show today. Lots to talk about, interesting things. I think it's a good show. Lots to do, so let's get into it. There was this guy called more retired faggot. He left 3 comments. He said, "Fuck you! I paid you $5 and you can't figure out how to unban my chat." And he also said, "Fuck you! I paid you $5. Fuck you and your mods." And he also said, "Fuck your Christ cuck mods. I paid you $5." And what's really crazy is he put these comments on a 2-month-old video, a video from 2 months ago. I almost would have missed it if I didn't check my Rumble notifications. But shout out to that guy. Hey man, I get it. You know, look, we do have a no refunds policy, so I can't actually help you, but I do understand the frustration a little bit. I got an email from another guy who was like, he said, I bought a $5 super chat and it didn't read. There was no text to speech and I didn't hear it. Can I have my $5 back? And part of me is like, you wrote an email to ask for your $5 super chat back. But part of me also understands, you know, because it's like when you're buying a super chat, it's like charity. It's like you're giving your money away for nothing, and that doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. For a lot of people, that's kind of like a big deal. Like, look at me, I'm being and so then you don't even get your chat read. It feels like a huge ripoff. So I do actually get it, but we do have unfortunately, we do have a strict no refunds policy. Oh, I wish I could help you. Oh, geez, dude, the policy. I wish I could help you. Anyway, President Trump signed the Memorandum of Understanding at Versailles. This is essentially the peace deal, the ceasefire between him and Iran. I'm not going to get into all the weeds, all the details of the peace deal. If you care, you probably already know. We sort of touched on it a little bit on Tuesday anyway. I'll just say this: as far as I can tell, they shouldn't call it the Memorandum of Understanding. They should call it the unconditional surrender of the United States.
Area Lubermensch sent $5 on Power Chat. Can I have his $5 back?
You can. Send me a DM. We'll work that out. Yeah. Oh yeah, your $5 Power Chat didn't play. Boo hoo. Call me, wake me up when it's a $20. Why don't you try sending a $20 and see what happens? Yeah, no, it feels like the total and unconditional surrender of the United States. It feels like a total capitulation. And, you know, I guess the only silver lining is that it's better than doubling down on what it was an obvious mistake to start this war in the first place. That seems to be the general
Prodigal
consensus.
Herring sent $3 on Power Chat. Morning LP. Great show yesterday.
Thank you.
Can't wait for Juneteenth tomorrow as it is the anniversary of the last time Jews got what they deserved. Of course I am referring to the executions of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg.
Is that on January? What? Juneteenth, it feels like it should be June 13th for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway. You know, that's like a paid day off for a lot of people. If you can, I remember after I came to America and I was still working for my Canadian company, I was like, I won't be here. I won't be in tomorrow, guys. It's Juneteenth. As you know, I am an observer. So I won't be showing up to work tomorrow. We will be doing the show tomorrow. The Cope never sleeps, and especially not on Fridays, you better believe. So we'll be here tomorrow doing the show as normal. Maybe we'll have to make it a Juneteenth special. Anyway, the general consensus on the peace deal with Iran seems to be that it's like, yeah, we're getting fucked, and Iran won the war, but at least we're not making it worse by trying to carry on. My understanding is Trump doesn't really have a choice. The gas prices are bad, as we all know. Anybody with a car knows that. But they'd be a lot worse if it wasn't for like the reserve oil, the strategic reserve, which they have been dumping into the market. And that is like a finite amount. And they were, I guess, running out of oil or just like burning through the reserves. I think they still probably have a decent amount of reserves, but they're burning through it. And it's like watching your bank account statement go down. You know what I mean? Having reserves feels good. Seeing the reserves shrinking feels bad. So it was kind of like, well, if we just keep this up forever, we're going to run out of oil eventually, and then we'll really be fucked. So they had to get the Strait opened. Now Iran controls the Strait. We're giving them a bunch of money. And basically everybody's happy except for the Jews in Israel who, wanted to like nuke Iran or whatever. So part of the peace deal is no bombing Lebanon, apparently. And so this is sort of the wild card, because everybody's asking, will Israel bomb Lebanon, continue to attack Lebanon despite that being part of the deal, thus negating the deal and extending the conflict and dragging us back into it? And if they do that, how will Trump react? So Nick said on his show last night, I caught a little bit, he said that he predicted that Israel would attack Lebanon. And I was kind of like, I'm not so sure, because I don't know if they have the political capital. Like, I think Trump's at the end of his rope with Israel. I think Trump's pissed off because he got convinced that this was like going to be a winning deal. This was going to be like killing Suleiman or like taking Venezuela. It was going to be another like brilliant strategic victory. And it's actually like really tarnished his legacy. So I think he's like angry about the whole thing and sort of at the end of his rope, where it's like, okay, well, if Israel wants to drag us back into the war, maybe Israel will be on their own. So, I mean, there's a couple of hints that this is where Trump's mindset is at. Here's like him at the, this is him rebuking Israel for their war against Hezbollah and the massive amount of civilian casualties that they've incurred there in Lebanon.
Israel's fighting Hezbollah too long, and too many people are being killed. And you don't have to knock down an apartment house every time you're looking for somebody, because there are a lot of people in those apartment houses, and they're not all Hezbollah, that I can tell you. And I suggested to Israel to let Syria take care of Hezbollah. Because to be honest with you, I think they do a better job of doing it. And I didn't like Syria. I didn't like where 2 hours before we're signing the agreement that there was an attack in Lebanon, in Beirut. It wasn't like in the southern side, and was in Beirut. I did not like that. I let them know that. I didn't like it, not at all. But I think that Syria, you know, he's pulled that country together amazingly quickly. He's very capable. And he's been very good for me. He's protected everything that I've asked for, he's done. And if Israel can't do the job without killing everyone else, he'll do the job. Syria will do the job. Israel.
So you got that. You got this statement 2 days ago. Without the United States, there would be no Israel. That to me reads as like a threat, basically a warning / threat. Like, look, you want to fuck up my peace deal. You've already fucked me. You've already messed up my legacy. If you make it worse, you're going to be on your own. It's like I said, he's at the end of his rope. That's how it reads to me. I saw some Planikin quote tweeting this as like it's over for the retard right or whatever. This one right here, this is a disaster for the retard right. It's like, see, Trump is reining Israel in. It's like, dude, the so-called retard right told Trump not to do this stupid war, and he did it anyway. And now he's mad at the people who tricked him into doing it or convinced him to do it. That's actually a victory for the retard right. You idiotic coper, you and your massive cope. You people have no shame. Yeah, exactly. Nice spin. Retard right completely vindicated, actually, is what that means. You know, and that's assuming this isn't just more big talk from Trump. And he's, you know, guess what? We're going to find out because they've already attacked. We'll come back to that in a second. There was also this statement he made at the G7 where he was bragging about killing Suleiman, whatever his name is. And it felt like he was trying to be like, remember the awesome things I did? Like, let's not, like, it's like he's trying to like salvage his legacy. That's how this little speech felt to me.
It's tougher than me. Nobody hit Soleimani. You know, when I hit Soleimani, people thought that was the biggest thing to happen in the Middle East for 50 years. That was the biggest event. He was the boss of Iran and respected, but he was a mad genius. He was a genius, the father of the roadside bomb. When you see young men, and in some cases women, mostly men, walking around without legs, without arms, with a face that's been blown to smithereens, it's Soleimani, 95%, 96.2 they say or something, 95%. That was Soleimani did it. Happened to come from Iran, and I blew him up. You remember that? I blew him up in the Valley of Death. He got off his plane and we followed him, and in all fairness,
he's also, so all the Jews are mad. The Mark Levines, the Laura Loomers, his polling in Israel plummeted. They hate this deal. They're all mad, right? So this is also him being like, hey, my people who bankroll me, Jews of the world who bankroll me and have me in their pocket, don't forget all the good things I did for you.
Because they've been wonderful to me, Israel. But they didn't want to do that attack. They were all set the night before the attack. They informed me they didn't want to do it. So I had to make a decision. I made the decision to do it. But it was a joint venture, as we say in the real estate business. That was a joint venture between Israel and us. We studied it for a month. We knew what plane he was going to be on almost a month before. He only traveled on commercial airliners, big ones with lots of people, because he knew we wouldn't shoot him down. He's very smart. But we knew he was going to be on that plane. We followed him. And then Israel informed me that they won't do it. And I had to make a decision. I had some very good generals, and not the ones you see on television, very good. And I want to thank also Pete Hegseth and General Raisin Kane, who's phenomenal. Okay, these guys are phenomenal. They can't be better. But I had some good generals, and I said to him, well, if Israel's not going to do it, we're all prepared. Do we do it? Do you like doing it or not? He said, sir, if You want to do it, we can do it. How well? We'll do it just as well or better.
Yeah, you did it. We know. It's like listening to an old man with dementia rambling about the good old days. Like we get it, dude.
Do it ourselves. We don't need anybody.
Show the mulatto baby. Show the mulatto baby.
So we took out Soleimani. One of the biggest events to happen in the Middle East, maybe ever, but they say 50 years, they say 100
brown
years.
Kids like myself.
I was with the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He said it's maybe the biggest event that has ever taken place in Islam. Nobody could believe it. So that's when it started. It didn't start like...
The Nutter sent $3 on Power Chat. What up, Copers? Just did a month in county jail. What I miss besides all the nuts I missed bussing?
Yeah, it's, now that you say that, you haven't been around. There hasn't been any Nutter chats. Did they get you for nutting? What? You know what? I don't want to know.
4 or 5 weeks ago, and Obama wouldn't do it. What Obama did was he did the JCPOA. He loaded up a plane with $1,700,000,000 in green cash from banks all over Washington.
A lot of bans. Yeah. Well, I only banned a handful of people because I was busy doing the show, but they were all spamming, which is just like, I don't like when people disrespect the guests. And if you're going to like spam your hate, what you're A-logging, it's like, yeah, you're getting banned. Of course you are. So, but like the people I banned, they were all A-logging HT. They weren't like HT supported. So I don't know what the mods were doing. I have some mods who are Christians who, they're only going to put up with so much. It is personally, I wouldn't ban people necessarily, but at a certain point I would. At a certain point I would for like, I can only take so many Christ cucks from the same person until I'm just like, all right, I don't need to hear from you anymore. Dude, this has got to be like one person with the race mixing. Show the mulatto baby. Anyway, this was posted this morning, like 3 hours ago. Israel attacks on southern Lebanon kill 3 despite U.S.-Iran deal. At least one person was killed in a separate Israeli strike in Zabadin. So already a violation of the agreement, like less than 24 hours in. What will come of all of this? Who knows? We'll see. This is what I mean, though. So Trump says Israel wouldn't exist without America. And it's like, okay, are we cutting them loose then? Talk is cheap. That guy's like huge L for the retard right. Look at the tough talk from Trump. Yeah, talk is cheap, buddy. What's going to happen now? We're all waiting to see. Dude, can somebody deal with this guy? It's like some people have like so little life that they make like 800 accounts because they get banned so much that they just like sit there and make 800 Gmail accounts and 800 Rumble accounts.
The Orthodoxer sent $3 on Power Chat. What a coincidence. I was on a Discord server and a guy no one really knows too well had gone dark for a month. He just came back from jail as well.
Oh, shit.
I wonder if it's the Nutter secretly on my server.
So this is why you got to hide your power level. We're triangulating the Nutter docs. The coveted Nutter docs. Anyway, in conclusion, everybody, I think, is mostly relieved that there is a chance that this war is going to end, that the strait is going to be reopened, and that ultimately gas prices will come back down. For the average person, that's really like the most tangible thing that we care about. So everybody's relieved about that, except for the Jews who are seething, and also apparently Chud Gold, who really, really wants Israel to keep bombing Lebanon.
Netanyahu informed Trump that Israel will not pull IDF forces from Lebanon and does not consider itself bound by the Lebanon clause in the U.S.-Iran agreement. Okay, you know what? Like the thing is, this has always been my stance on this. You can never negotiate with these fucks. You just go in there, you bomb the shit out of them, and you leave them. If they want to kill each other afterwards, go ahead, be my guest. But the amount of why are we trying to micromanage Israel? Yeah, why are we doing this, base, baby? Yeah, I think he should keep bombing them. By the way, I think Israel should keep bombing Lebanon because Lebanon has terrorists in it. They have Hezbollah in it, and they're firing rockets into Israel. They are. They're firing rockets into. I hope he kills every single fucking one of the Hezbollah members in Lebanon. Every single fucking one, and only then will the people there have peace. That's good. Yeah, and never negotiate with terrorists. Exactly. Lebanon's a semi-Western country. It is. It's disappointing that they're being taken over by these freaks. So, yeah, that's it. Remember the pager attacks? I do. APAC funded. Right. Yeah, and again, it's Israel. Israel's so bad. These people are trying to blow you up too, bro. Like, that's it. And we can't have Lebanon looking at Gaza by the end of this, though. That's not my problem. Like, what they do over in the Middle East, like, whatever they want to blow up, whatever they don't want to blow up, it's not my fucking problem. I don't care. I just don't want to have any terrorists. That's it. That's the only thing that affects me as an American. There are no terror cells in the Middle East. Everything else is secondary to that.
You don't. I got bad news for you about Israel. Hey, Jimmy, pull up the biggest espionage threat to the United States. Hey, Jimmy, pull up which country commits the most espionage against the United States. Yeah, bad news. I got bad news for you, Asmongold. Jews are not your friend. Hey, Asmon, Jews, they're not your ally. They're not your friend. There was this AMC put out this little Saul Goodman thing. I thought it was kind of charming, to be honest.
Inbred Hillbilly sent $5 on Power Chat. Literally can't tell the difference between the men in the two corners until you bust out the vowels.
The men in the two corners. I'm lost, but thank you. You mean the guy standing behind? I don't know what you mean. Thank you though for the $5. Now this kind of people were criticizing this because there's a sort of important amendment that he doesn't mention as he's naming the big constitutional rights. I'll play it for you. I'm sure you guys will know which one gets glossed over or left out.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know you have rights? Well, you do. Sure, they're old-timey. They were written by a bunch of guys in powdered wigs and knee socks. Boring! But believe it or not, they're still surprisingly relevant. Your rights include, but are not limited to, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom of the press, freedom against unreasonable searches and seizures, etc., etc. Wow. You lucky so-and-so. Look at you got rights coming out the wazoo, all because a whole bunch of good people, 250 years worth, sacrificed everything they had for this awesome wallpaper behind me. Know your rights. And for the love of Mike, don't ever give them up.
I'm Mike, and I
The
approve this
Orthodoxer sent
message.
$3 on Power Chat. Asmon Goldberg spurging about terrorism and not knowing Israel was literally are founded upon terrorism is so ironic. Sad to hear him promote a pointless Jew war.
Asmon Goldberg. How have I not heard that before? That's so obvious. That's so good. Thank you. So yeah, they don't mention the Second Amendment, which is kind of typical. Leftists don't really like that one that much, but I don't know. I just kind of liked the video. I thought it was kind of wholesome. Coming from a mainstream corporate America, but actually being like, hey, America is cool. You know, and as somebody who is an immigrant to America, it's I really do love the freedoms and the rights and the First and the Second Amendment, especially the First Amendment. So I just kind of like that video. Tobuscus has released his song, which he teased on the progress report 3 weeks ago. He told us he had a new song coming out called Invader Scum, and he's published it. I haven't listened to it. I'm gonna listen to it now, live react. He's apparently it's not getting like approved on Spotify or iTunes and that. But let's check it out. The new Tobuscus song, Invader Scum.
English, do you speak it? If not, get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, get the fuck out.
Whisper singing. You know I'm a big fan of the whisper singing.
I'm sick of these people who think that we're equal. Get out of my country before we delete you. We don't want your culture, we don't want your flags here. We don't want your language polluting our street signs. Go fuck yourself, invader scum. Go back to wherever you came from. Saw a lady replace a USA flag with a flag from Somalia. She said she loves her country but hates our history. I said Somalia still has slavery.
Tenor for your mods. They putting in the overtime today.
They're actually not. I literally just
Kino do
banned someone
segments
myself.
on that HT guy or something.
Does Kino?
Dude brought the trolls with him.
No, I don't. This is the thing. The deeper you go into the racist internet, the more like divided and contentious, like everybody hates everybody, which is why it's like you don't want to go too deep. You don't want to. It's like Flood, who I like, and Flood I believe hates HT for what it's worth, and I'm not saying he doesn't have his valid reasons for that or whatever. I just try to stay out of it. But like Flood has a group of haters called like the Troglodytes, and there's a whole deep lore where like it was like some of these people are responsible for getting Odyssey kicked off of Stripe. This guy's got so, and this is the thing, I'm banning them all. I'm doing it all manually. I got to do everything myself. I've banned like 5 people this morning from Rumble. Well, it's the same guy with different accounts. The same guy saying, "Show the mulatto baby, show the mulatto baby." I mean, it's actually kind of funny, to be honest. But these guys, they were mad at some streamer on Odyssey that you've like never heard of. It's like Nightwave Radio or something. No, that's Mercer's, but it's something like that. I can't remember. So there's some far right guy on Odyssey that you've never heard of that some other racist guys were like super mad at, and they waged a campaign to get Odyssey to lose their Stripe. And so then everybody lost all this money, including me. I had like $300 a month just in memberships coming in on Odyssey. Not to mention all the super chats. But anyway, it's like a whole rabbit hole that I don't even really like care enough to go down. But it's just anyway. Long story short, Night Nation review. That's it. Long story short, I don't think it's Kino Casino people. It's these weird people who this becomes
Chuck
the whole
Steak sent
universe.
$3 on Power Chat. # Mulatto Babygate. The Orthodoxer sent $3 on Power Chat. I only heard the beginning of TPR last night, but did I hear Height say he hopes that he doesn't get you banned on Crusaders? Did he and Paul Miller have a falling out? I was unaware.
Yeah, that was like he wasn't like that wasn't like a serious concern. That was kind of a joke, but they don't HT like they had a falling out because Gypsy is a Catholic. And so then HT like went on the whole like he's not white, so we shouldn't, blah blah blah, that whole thing. But HT is pretty reasonable, I find. Like he was pretty charitable towards Chud when that came up, even though Chud was like, fuck you, you pagan Satanist scum, which I do think that's funny. It's not, I try not to. Anyway, whatever. Let's get back to the song.
Don't fuck yourself, invader scum.
I mean, it's not just that he's spending his whole Thursday to blow up my chat, but like nobody cares. Nobody is like, wait a minute. There is a mulatto baby in the dono gif. That's it. I'm out of here. Like nobody is like compelled by that to care. So the whole thing is kind of funny. It's almost like performance art.
Go back to wherever you came from. Sometimes when we deport illegals, they turn around and come right back in. Why don't we launch them to some other planet so they stay the fuck out of our country? Don't fuck yourself, invader scum. Go back to wherever you came from. The usual suspects, the same damn story. Another new mugshot, this guy's got 40 dead to rights, but the poly market says 80% he walks free again. I made that up. Get the fuck out.
HT was a big fan of Piggernessy's name.
Get the fuck out of my country. Invader scum. Fuck out of my country. Get the fuck out. Invader scum. Out of my country. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Out of my country. Out of my country.
Oh yeah, Kino Casino is very popular. Man, how can you not love Toby Turner? What a guy. 6 million YouTube subs and he's putting out stuff like that. Okay, now I didn't talk about this at all, but Elon Musk, SpaceX like went public, and Elon Musk's net worth evaluation is now over $1 trillion because of the SpaceX stock. So he is the world's first trillionaire, depending how this. I've seen people argue that there are like historical figures who would be trillionaires by inflationary standards, but
Anonymous sent $3 on Power Chat. Remember Matthew Heimbach and the trailer park cheating scandal? I predict RTTL will have a similar fate.
I don't really know. I'm like vaguely familiar that something happened, but I don't actually know the details. I barely know who Matthew Heimbach even is. I can kind of picture him, but like it's again, like I don't know, man. Once you go too deep into the racism internet, it is kind of like cringe. I don't want to counter signal too much. I'm going to bite my tongue because I was going to keep going, but I'm just not gonna. But there's a lot of people that it's like, anyway. So Elon Musk is the world's first modern trillionaire, and people are like spurging out about this. And now Kyle Kalinske is like, we need to take all his money.
Tax every penny in net worth somebody has over 999 million at 100%. Okay. And it's a no billionaires tax. It's a no trillionaires tax. And you take that money, you give it for education for people. You give it for healthcare for people. We'll send you a fucking plaque in the mail that says, I want it capitalism, right? And you can hang that bitch on your massive refrigerator in your mansion.
What's wrong with this guy's nose? That's a good question. Look at that. You You could like carve wood with that thing. Is that from plastic surgery? Is that from getting plastic surgery to like trim your nose down and it ends up looking weird?
Or your fucking palace or your yacht that has a yacht inside the yacht, right? But we can't do this anymore, bro, because we already have Gilded Age level income and wealth inequality. And I'm surprised people aren't breaking out the motherfucking guillotines already, dog. It almost made me sick looking when I was at the theme park today. Just like seeing how normal everything was. And it's like, you guys do know we're all getting robbed blind, right? That the actual parasites are the welfare queen billionaires who are looting
This guy's like a millionaire, by the way. He's another like Hassan Piker type champagne socialist. Very well off. Does not have the kind of financial pressures and concerns that a normal American has, but is here crying about somebody being richer than him.
Treasury.
There's a funny meme about how like Bernie Sanders used to always complain about millionaires, and then he became a millionaire, and then the language switched to billionaires like immediately after. As soon as Bernie Sanders became a millionaire, he started complaining about billionaires instead of millionaires. Kyle Kalinske is also a millionaire.
Right in front of our eyes. They're getting tax cuts while your taxes are getting raised. They're getting subsidies from the government. They're getting these pay-to-play corrupt contracts. Like, all that's going on, and people seem very, very unaware of it, and it's really sad to me. It's genuinely sad to me.
Anyway, the reason I didn't want to talk about this is because it's like this real like mid-wit thing that people are proud of when they say like, dude, don't you know that like a person's net worth is not liquid? Like Elon Musk doesn't have a Scrooge McDuck silo of $1 trillion. It's true. It's true. It's just people, it's like one of those things that people feel really like giga-brained when they explain to you, and it's like, who gives a shit about any of this? You know, it's like when people say, dude, did you know fiat currency has no intrinsic value? Like, wow, you must, I bet you felt really fucking smart when you were explaining how fiat currency isn't backed by anything. I still need it to buy groceries though. Anyway, you can't tax the valuation of a company because there's no money there. You would have to sell the company to turn it into actual money, or sell the shares to somebody for you know what I mean? So it's just like sort of shockingly simplistic understanding of economics.
Chuck Stakes sent $3 on Power Chat. If I want to know about tax policy, I always defer to the opinion of a 40-year-old man with bleached hair. Mr. Bing Bong sent $3 on Power Chat. Hey LP, you said you would post the accounts you were getting your memes from since you aren't posting memes as much.
I did.
Can we get those pages?
I did. I don't. So I posted it on Twitter and Telegram, and I had it like pinned on Telegram for like 2 months, and then I unpinned it recently. So right here. So here's a list of all my favorite Telegram channels. So there you go. Just pause that. Just screenshot that and then type those in. Type those into Google search. Screenshot that and type those in. Okay, there. Also, I saw a really funny thing about on Kyle Kalinske and his bleached hair. Somebody posted that like his wife's ex-boyfriend had like bleached blonde hair, and that like that she was like still pining for him, and Kyle Kalinske was like trying to look like him, trying to look like his wife's ex-boyfriend or something. I don't have the post, but it was pretty funny when I saw it. All right, apparently Charleston White has completely turned on the Carmelo Anthony family. From what I understand is like he was trying to like help with the appeal. He was offering to put $75,000 of his own money into the appeal, but he was like butting heads with Carmelo Anthony's father and said that Carmelo Anthony's father only cares about himself, just wants to raise money to spend on himself, to buy himself stuff. And so he's completely flipped, and he's now selling these watermelon felon shirts that say guilty of murder. You can see here on his Instagram page or whatever, someone said, like, I can't wait till it's your kids. Charleston White said, my kids don't kill people. And then somebody said, can the family sue you for the likeness? Charleston White said, nope, he's a convicted murderer, with laughing emojis.
Yeah, make sure y'all get y'all Carmelo Anthony watermelon felon shirts.
I mean, honestly, the reason I'm kind of sick of Charleston White and sick of talking about him, but I just really want to drive home the point of, like, what a worthless sack of shit Charleston White is. Because if you actually believed in the innocence of Carmelo Anthony, you wouldn't blame him for the sins of the father. You wouldn't throw Carmelo Anthony under the bus just because you think his dad's a piece of shit. If you had any kind of principles, any kind of integrity, any kind of conviction, he has none. And he's selling the shirts for profit. He's selling these shirts just to make money. You know, the guy is just a worthless sack of shit. And that's the only reason I'm mentioning this at all, is because I want to make sure everybody's really clear on that.
They can be purchased at www.therealcharlestonwhite.com. Again, you can get your watermelon felon Carmelo Anthony guilty murderer shirt at www.therealcharlestonwhite.com. Tune in.
All right. Apparently he also got sued by Sarah Fields. Will be fun to show this to the judge during my prove up hearing. I don't know what a prove up hearing is, but I asked Grok about that too, and Grok says Sarah Fields sued Charleston White plus Drew Anthony and Tiffany Billions for defamation and related claims over his statements about her reporting on the Carmelo Anthony Austin Metcalf case. Texas judge entered default judgment on liability against White for defamation per se, defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and civil conspiracy after he failed to respond. So Charleston didn't respond to the lawsuit. So now she's waiting to find out what damages she's going to be awarded because of Charles, which is so cool, dude. I got to sue people. I got to be suing. You got to be Jew-maxing. After seeing H3 sue Frogan and then winning because she didn't respond, and now Sarah Fields wins a lawsuit against Charleston White because he doesn't respond. It's like, you got to be Jew-maxing. You need to be filing lawsuits. You need to be pursuing damages. A couple of other little updates on Carmelo Anthony stuff here.
Shift Demeanor sent $10 on Rumble. Charleston White, the subversive black.
Hey, thank you, Shift Demeanor. Appreciate the support.
Hey, let's make all the racist white people really sad right now. Carmelo Anthony is going to live a better life inside of prison than most you fucking inbred mayonnaise sandwich eating fucks are living out here.
Oh my God. The Wigger Cope. The Wigger Cope. Oh, you're happy he's in jail? Well, guess what? He's going to have a better life than you in prison. Yeah, not me. I don't know who you're talking to right now, but it ain't me, son.
He's going to have more money than you. He's going to be better fed than you. He's going to be more well-rested than you. And he's not going to be fucking touched in there.
More well-rested?
You guys apparently don't understand the make.
Is that what we're calling ass rape now? Getting your rest in? Yeah, he's going to be well-rested. He's going to be stretched wide. They're going to turn that boy out. He's sweeter than a sugar plum. They're going to break that buck.
Texas prison system. The majority of motherfuckers in there are black. Hey, let's make all the...
This is a David Santa Clara tweet, by the way. So he He added this Nick Cage meme at the end where Nick Cage goes, "You don't say." Yeah, did you know the majority of people in Texas prison are black? You don't say. Wigger Cope. However, bad news, it looks like Carmelo Anthony may be getting released on appeal. New shit has come to light.
Pigger Nussy sent $10 on Rumble. I got 10 on your next lawsuit,
Not sure
LP.
about the math.
That means I get 10% of the settlement. Oy vey.
Not sure the math checks out, but thank you for the $10, Pigger Nussy. Yeah, new shit has come to light in the Carmelo Anthony case, and it could have a big effect on his appeal chances. Check this out.
Okay, y'all, I just came from working now. Don't mind my hair. I look a mess. I just had to let y'all know. It's new information. Breaking news has been released on the Carmelo and Austin's case. Okay, Carmelo overheard. This is what the people said, though, so don't come talk about me. The people said that Carmelo overheard that Austin and Hunter was finna come home and do their parents in like the Mendez brothers did their parents. So they was finna be the Millennium Mendez brothers because they was finna come home and murder the fuck out of y'all, Jeff. So you need to be apologizing, bitch, because you really the one supposed to be dead, not Austin. And Carmelo not supposed to be in jail. Austin supposed to be in jail. It's supposed to go down like that. But he heard them over saying that they was about to come home and kill y'all. The fuck? And y'all know that's true. Y'all know I'm not lying because what? White people, white kids, they do be killing y'all. Y'all kill y'all parents all the fucking time. We don't kill our fucking parents. We scared as fuck. Like, we not finna do no shit like that. So y'all need to be letting that boy free. Jeff, you need to
don't know where your dad is, lady.
Find a way to get him
You don't know your dad's name.
out of jail because he saved your fucking life, you fucking drunk. You already be beating on the mama. They already done broke your fucking arm, so you know I'm not fucking lying. They was finna be the new Millennium Mendez brothers. They was finna come home and shank and murder the fuck out of y'all.
The Mendez brothers, by the way. They's going to be the new Mendez brothers, the Millennium Mendez. Oh man, I would. Part of me would miss black people when they're gone. Like there is an entertainment value. There's an entertainment factor to this stuff that I would miss it a little bit. I think I would still push the button, but part of me would miss some of this stuff. This is an example of something I wouldn't miss. They have a new TikTok trend called the Austin Bop, Stabbing My Chest, where they play this song and they do a dance where they pretend to stab themselves in the heart, and they call it the Austin Bop.
Austin Bop, knife had blood on the tip when he dropped. How the fuck you gonna get stopped? These shit niggas going out back, Marlo out the box. Sound when he died, the fuck with his floor, but I got side. Nigga text my phone, talk about he don't like my shit, he got stabbed by a knife. Austin Bop, knife.
So that's cool. Cool and normal behavior. Chud the Builder had his hearing yesterday, and he had his bond revoked in his other misdemeanor charges for the restaurant where he skipped out on the bill. So he was bonded out on those charges, and now that bond has been revoked. So they're saying he has to stay in jail basically till that trial happens for the restaurant. Apparently they're trying to get those charges dismissed, but I have no idea how long that's going to take. What was interesting about the hearing though too is the judge mentioned, well, there's two big reveals here. One is that an investigator said that Chud shot before they went to the ground, which was then widely reported on X as before he attacked. So Dame Lucre then posted, Chud the Builder's bond has been revoked by the Davidson County, Tennessee judge after the investigator displayed footage, not true, that allegedly shows Chud shooting Fox before ever being attacked. So they didn't play the footage in court. That's wrong. And what the investigator said was that he shot before it went to the ground. So it's totally incorrect reporting here from Dame, and this was regurgitated by a bunch of other people. People are so like happy when they hear, oh, the racists were wrong. Chud didn't even get attacked. He just shot for no reason. He just felt like killing an N-word that day. Academics, DJ Academics, Chud the Builder's bond revoked after the investigator displayed footage that allegedly shows Chud shooting Fox before ever being attacked, right? And it's like literally you can watch the video that is posted and see that that isn't true. But what was revealed, the investigator said Chud shot before they went to the ground, which is sort of irrelevant. That doesn't mean it's not self-defense. You don't, there's no on the ground clause in self-defense law. There's no, you have to be on the ground before you're allowed to shoot somebody. That's not a thing, first of all. And second of all, the other thing is that the judge, when revoking the bond, mentioned Chud's posts, his internet posts, his social media, which wasn't, I don't even know if that it was submitted at the hearing. I don't know. The reporting on this hearing has been kind of sparse, but it's like, is the judge just going out of her way to look at Chud's posts and then saying, no, I'm not letting you out because I don't like your social media? Because that feels like it shouldn't be happening. That feels like some kind of misconduct. What's the word I'm looking for? Mistrial.
Happening now, the controversial online streamer known as Chud the Builder is making an appearance in a Nashville courtroom. Dalton Etherly faces 3 misdemeanor charges stemming from a May incident at Bob's Steak and Chop House inside the Omni Hotel. Investigators say Etherly live streamed inside the restaurant after staff asked him not to, then refused to pay. Etherly also faces separate felony charges in Montgomery County for a shooting investigation. During Etherly's court appearance, one investigator on the stand recalled the shooting.
Shots are shown to be fired prior to them hitting the ground.
Shots are being shown to have been fired prior to that?
Yes.
And how do we know that?
I can see, or in the courthouse video, it shows the casing.
Sorry, it's kind of quiet. Let me.
Ejecting from the firearm. It also shows the ricochet off the concrete planter.
Okay.
Prior to them hitting the ground.
So Mr. Fox hadn't been hit at that point, correct?
So he said he could tell that he shot before going to the ground because he can see the ricochet and he can see a shell casing coming out of the gun.
Correct. If you're seeing a ricochet in one casing.
I would assume so.
The judge denied Etherly's release today, citing violent posts he's made on social media. Etherly is also facing a $1 million bond in the Montgomery County case.
So the judge cited violent posts. Now, did the prosecution enter those posts in as evidence? This is like the question I would like to know the answer to. Did the prosecution present those posts as evidence for why the bond should be, or did the judge just go out of her way on her own to look at his social media? Because that feels wrong. Again, I don't want to act like a black legal expert talking about the law that I don't understand, but it just feels like that, like the judge going and looking at your Twitter account and then saying, nah, I don't like what you post. By the way, black people commit actual acts of violence, savage acts of violence, brutal, vicious acts of violence, and they bond out. They cashless fucking bond out these people after they violently attack random strangers on the subway platform or whatever. But Chud's being held with his bond revoked because he posted that he would defend himself with a gun if he was attacked. If people tried to kill him, he would kill them first. Those are the violent posts. Of course, there's like a racial tinge to the posts that people don't like. That's the problem. The normie mind can't handle the racial tinge, even if it reflects reality. Paul Miller, there's a clip of him like breaking down sort of in a little bit more detail what's going on with Chud. I watched a couple minutes and I thought it sounded interesting, so I figured we'd watch the whole thing together here. It's about 7 minutes total.
Everybody's seen what happened with Chud today. A lot of people must have seen it. And I'm going to give you the real, like, because there's been a lot of, not misrepresentation, but some people online don't know what what they're really talking about. I've been speaking to Chud's fiance. She's been giving me like the info of what's going on. I've been also speaking with Duel and like just staying in the loop. So they explained what happened today. So Duel paid the $1 million bond. They have that money. That bond is like, they could have gotten Chud out today. Now let me tell you why they didn't. The reason they didn't is because those misdemeanor charges from that other county in Tennessee of him walking out on the check, which is completely absurd, and him resisting arrest, which is again completely absurd, because there is a stream going and shows the video that he is not fighting the police. He is not resisting arrest. He is not doing anything. What he did was his cameraman did not know how to turn off the stream when he was getting arrested. So Chud very, very quickly and very, like, I shouldn't say quickly, I should say very slowly, took his hand and shut the stream off. Okay.
Yeah, and it's total. We covered that when it happened. It's total bullshit that they called that resisting. Total bullshit. He didn't resist at all. It was like a textbook. It was like Chud gave like a clinic in how to comply with the police if you watch the video. So that's total bullshit. I do, and and I said this, but it's like I kind of glossed over it, but the lady reporting in the clip we just watched, she said this. She said they asked him not to stream in the restaurant. He streamed anyways. They kicked him out. He didn't pay the bill. I don't think he should have done that. And now he's getting fucked because of that. And there's an important lesson here, which is that if you are going to go against the system in a contentious way, in a way that they're going to want to bring you down for, you have to, your shit has to be tight, airlocked, tight. You can't give them anything. And Chud walking out on that bill gave them something. You might morally disagree. I said this before, and I'm sticking by it. Is like I said, if he was streaming and they didn't, and they asked him not to, then he's in the wrong. And according to the news report we just heard, that is what happened. So if you go to a restaurant and they say, we don't want you live streaming in the restaurant, don't stream or go to a different restaurant. You have to be careful. You have to be smart. You can't give them an excuse because that's what they want.
Okay. That's what he did. And they are labeling that as resisting arrest because he shut off the stream because he was getting arrested. So as he was getting arrested, to be respectful to the police officers involved and to take the situation serious, he went to the cameraman and shut off the stream. And they're saying that is resisting arrest.
That's total bullshit. This is why, like, even if I don't 100% endorse every single thing Chud has ever done, including DMing Empath Chan a marriage proposal, I'm still gonna ride or die for this guy because they're fucking him. They are fucking him over, and it's not right, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this double standard that white people get treated unfairly. And it's insult to injury because I had to spend the last 10 years of my life listening to people blabber about white privilege nonstop. And then every day I see people getting fucked over by the system.
Okay. So these are the misdemeanors. So anyway, so what happened is that he was out on bail for those misdemeanor charges. Okay? Follow me here. So when Duel paid the $1 million bail, that other county knew about it. Now they had plenty of time to revoke his bail. All this proceedings that were going on. As soon as
right, they waited for the $1 million to come in. They thought he could never get the $1 million. And then when he did, they said, okay, we're going to have to revoke your other bail now. Sorry.
As soon as the judge in the case where the shooting happened approved the bail, they revoked his bail for the so-called dine and dash and resisting arrest. Okay? So when they revoked that bail, if he would have bailed out, they would have immediately arrested him again and put him back in jail. Okay? So that is what happened. And they are twisting the justice system. They are pulling out all of these tricks from their bag to try.
That's just my ceiling bird guy. My hallway does that. Don't worry about it.
Try to keep him in jail. It is kangaroo courts. There was a liberal judge, that fucking bitch Blackburn, that did this on purpose, knowing that it would make sure that he could not get out. All right. So that is the truth of the matter. So again, Duel did a fantastic job making sure that the bail money was sent for the very serious charge. I think they had like 9 or 10 bail bondsing companies that were going to do it to get him out. So they could have gotten him out today. But if they would have done that, then that Davison County or whatever would have picked him up and they would have put him back in jail. So that's why he's not out right now, and they did that on purpose. It is a complete disgrace of our judicial system. It is an abuse of power, and it shows very clearly the bias that we have in this country nowadays with the nigger community. Okay, because they don't want him to get out because this is just a theory, not really a theory, but this is what I'm going to say, my opinion. The court system does not want him to get out because they are worried that if he gets out, the niggers are going to...
Mistake Hop sent $5 on YouTube. You Lyndon Perry, Barry Lyndon. Yo Wazap Holmes, I challenge you to Haitian Revolution trivia.
I accept.
Chimp out in their small town, and they're going to...
You didn't expect that, did you?
Start burning shit down and looting and freaking out. And that's why they're doing...
Damn, I'm going to start gambling now. Yeah. What the F? I love Duel now.
Doing everything they can to keep him in jail and make him suffer. So I told his fiance to give Chud my phone number to call him, for him to call me. And hopefully we could try to... I'm going to try to speak to him to see what's the best thing that he can do.
Imagine this bozo saying that they're not going to let the criminal out because they don't want black people to be outraged. Instead of they're not letting the criminal out because he's a fucking criminal.
Guilty plea on the misdemeanor charges. Let them punish him with a fine or a house arrest, whatever the case may be, and then bail out on the big charge so he can get out and continue to fight it on the street. That is just my opinion. I think that's what he should do. And when I talk to him, I'm going to tell him that. But all of our prayers are with Chud and his fiance and his family. And I will continue to do everything I can to keep you guys updated with everything. A lot of the stuff online, like, they do not have... Like, they kind of know because they've been following the case, but they're not really talking to direct sources like I am. So again, I'll keep you guys updated. But
there's like another 90 seconds, but I think it's getting kind of rambly anyway. So that's where we're at. I would like to know about if, like, where did the judge get the social media post from? Because it feels like if it's not presented by the prosecution as evidence, then it's weird for her to bring that up. This is like they tell jury people, like, don't look at the news, don't look at the, like, you're supposed to only use the evidence that is presented in court if you're on the jury. So how would it be different for a judge? The judge is supposed to rule based off of the evidence that is presented to her in the hearing. But maybe it was presented. I don't know. I'd like to know. JF had another viral post, and he did a tribute stream to Mama JF. JF says, today, June 17, marks the 3-year anniversary of the day Mama JF left our home voluntarily to go on a risky hiking trip and then, in all likelihood, died of completely natural causes in the process. One of the last things that Mama JF told me when she left was that I should seek to find a new wife as hard as I could, as she would not come back ever. Unfortunately, up to this day, I've been unable to fulfill this order of hers, and I am still single. I do hope that there is a woman out there with the culinary acumen of Mama JF who will want to continue life with me.
The Orthodoxer sent $3 on Power Chat. Did you see the clip where a guy drops a hard R in front of Caleb Hammer and some token black he has? It was a really funny clip. Hope you cover it.
Yeah, I did see it, and we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it today. Stick around. It's going to take a while for us to get there, though. We have a lot to go through, so grab a drink. Make some popcorn or whatever. We got a big show today. Here are 3 cakes that Mama JF had prepared over the years. One of the things that people do not know about Mama JF is that she was an extremely skilled baker who had a passion for advanced cake techniques. The cakes of Mama JF will be included in White People Food, which will be available. Yeah, JF's writing a book called White People Food. Is this the Epstein Temple cake? Are those Ferrero Rochers? I'm not going to lie, this one looks good. I'd fuck with this cake. I miss her, bros. Some lady responded and was like, here's my resume, and posted her cakes. And then JF was like, hired, let me know which airport you're flying from. And then she said, Toronto or something. And then he goes, sent you a DM. And those tweets are now deleted. So I don't know if she didn't know he's killed his ex-wife or what. Or maybe she just deleted the tweets because she's going to go be his new wife. I don't know, but those tweets are deleted now. JF also did a, by the way, I said he killed his wife. I don't know. When this came up, we had JF on debate Corey Mahler on evolution, and it came up during the super chat period.
Romatic sent $5 on Crusaders. Stand by for N-bombs.
That's right. N-bombs incoming.
Mistake Hop sent $5 on YouTube. Question 1. What did the Haitian rebels use as their standard? A French women's heads B, French children's heads C, both.
It's got to be C, both. C, both. Final answer. Thank you. Thank you, Realmatic. Thank you, Steak Hop. If I did
Mr.
it,
Boobong sent $3 on Power Chat. I can't wait for JF's new book If I Did It, where it tells the fictional story of how he brutally strangles her to death and then deep cleans his house.
I can't believe you're not using the Mama JF voice for these chats, but if ever there was a cue to use the Mama JF voice. It came up during the super chats, and I said that I was agnostic, and JF was scoffed and kind of laughed. It was really, you really think I killed my wife? And I thought it was a very convincing reaction. I thought it was the kind of reaction that an innocent person would have. There's a theory that JF is innocent and that the police are aware. Damn. L. Thanks. You learn something every day. It was just children's heads, everyone. He tricked me with the all of the above. That there is some exculpatory evidence or who knows that the police know about and JF knows about, but he's keeping to himself because he thinks it's funny just to troll everybody. Maybe. Who knows? Nobody knows. But he did a tribute stream to Mama JF where he says the absolute complete truth about what happened. And I haven't watched this. I'm going to try to watch this today if I can after the show. And then if there's anything in there worth telling you about, I'll let you know tomorrow. But it's apparently it started off strong. Apparently this is how he started off the stream.
Then 4 days of fast, then 1 Subway sandwich. I will inseminate a woman today. I will inseminate a woman today. I will inseminate a woman today. I need the most healthy testicles for that sperm production because we're talking about last chance of life. Maybe pop in 3-4 more babies. I need to be in good shape. I need to be looking good. I will inseminate today.
Anyway, so I don't have time to watch that on stream with you guys. Also, a lot of people don't care about JF as much as I do. I'm like fascinated. But I learned after the last time I covered his stuff that people don't seem to care as much as I do. So I'll watch that on my own time and I'll let you know tomorrow if there's anything good in there. Do you remember this woman? She flashed Charlie Kirk a couple years ago. This happened. She did it kind of surreptitiously. She did it on the down low. It wasn't like, oh yeah, here's my tits, blah, whatever. Like she was talking to him and she sort of casually revealed a nipple. And the speculation was that she was trying to like get him struck on YouTube. She was trying to get him a nudity violation. Kind of like a actually clever strategic thing, I guess. Anyway, dude, where are my Rumble mods? Somebody, it's like the guy, when you see that green flashing siren, this guy who runs these accounts, he loves that. So as soon as you see that, you should be like, oh, it's that guy. Yeah, so remember her? Well, this is her now. Are you ready? Okay, I'm going to show you what she looks like now, 2 years later. Boom. She's back. She's back and she's bigger than ever. Bigger and badder than ever before. Yeah, she was debating somebody about abortion now. Some guy went to her campus on abortion. And this is what she looks like now. I had a...
@Free9563 sent $20 on YouTube. Hey LB, I hope you and your family has a great weekend. The wife, baby and I are going to the Railroad Museum in Iowa tomorrow, so I can spurg out over my special interest. God bless. #WatermelonFlynn.
W Autism. Thank you for the $20. Have fun at the railroad.
Prodigal Harim sent $3. I had a really schizo ex once, which is the only reason why I kind of believe him that B was crazy, left her kids in custody of her parents, would hitchhike and on and off her meds. Mama Jeff sent $3. Show Mulatto baby. Also a university, not even once.
Thank you. Yeah, apparently Ked's dad's wife, he didn't call in on Saturday, but we got a little bit of the context from watching a JF clip. Apparently Ked's dad's wife was like schizophrenic and borderline or bipolar or one of those two. And she left him and she left the kid with him. Which I can't imagine being a young... I don't know where Ked's dad's at. I haven't seen him since Saturday, but I imagine he's got his hands full with that whole situation. You're a man left with a baby on your own. That's like a sitcom. That ain't right. Leaving a man with a child on his own.
Sons of Liberty Rising sent $5 on ODG. Noticing helps on the recent picture of this moodwell.
Yeah, you're right. There's appears to be a cold sore type type of blemish here on the corner of her mouth. Yeah. This is abortions, weed, birth control, alcohol. This is what it does to your body and your soul. I had a kind of a hit tweet. I said, leftism is eating her soul and the body is deteriorating. And it's like my first tweet to break 200K views in a week because I'm super suppressed on Twitter these days. Anyway, let's watch the clip, because if you think the looks are bad,
I have a question. Different people are
listen to what she says and you'll see. This is like this is what Roald Dahl talked about. People with ugly thoughts turn ugly on the outside. Noted anti-Semite Roald Dahl, by the way. Based anti-Semite. Warned people against ugly thoughts.
But, you know, I'll give him credit for at least trying to have a productive conversation. Unlike this next girl.
That child would cause... Are you a fan of Charlie Kirk? Well, why don't you dig him up and fuck him in the neck hole? I have a Miss Kirk.
Now, real quick, that's a pretty disgusting thing to say in general. But what makes it even worse here is that this girl sexually assaulted Charlie when he visited the University of Pittsburgh a couple years ago. And here she is, joking about doing it again to his corpse. Ugh.
It's the weirdest thing I've heard all day. No. Miscarriage?
Mistake Hop sent $5 on YouTube. Everyone knows now that the main reason college was pushed so hard is because it's a conspiracy to create as many snow BMIs as possible.
Well, I don't know about that specifically, but destroying women seems to be pretty legit. Are we done with the trivia already? Thank you for the $5, but I was waiting for mine. I wanted to redeem myself.
It's not murder.
Have you ever made a woman come?
Because abortion is intentional.
Have you ever made a woman come?
Yes.
Oh, really? Was she lying? Because you can't really tell.
Hey, what if you decided that instead of trying to do these
Oh, you can tell. You could tell. When they quake. Hold on. I need a clever rhyme. You know what? I'll get back to you on that.
Thing. They're not very funny. Have you ever been not funny? I'm not out here to be funny.
Man, bro, and
right.
You aren't going here to talk to children.
And we were having a conversation, and then you came up and started asking me if I've ever made a woman come. So who's actually being irrational, right?
Yeah, I don't think you have, my friend. I don't think you have.
So what if I just said, listen, abortion is this grave, murderous sin, and some people feel guilt and shame and deal with it in different ways.
When they quake, it's not fake. There you go. Pretty good. Pretty good.
The way you're seeming to deal with it is different than others, but we all do it in different ways.
Okay.
But see, Christ came to forgive sinners, even sinners like you. That's how much he loved.
I'm just joking, by the way. There's no such thing as female orgasms. I generally don't. I'm not even kidding. I don't think female orgasms are real, and I think like women just like it's like a psychosomatic placebo thing that they do. That's what I think. If female orgasms are real, how come no woman with me has ever experienced one? Explain that.
Yeah.
People who don't subscribe to your Christian religion should still follow the laws of the university?
No, I'm saying that the laws against murder, that's not what I said. The laws against murder should be applied equally. If we're going to have a law saying you're not allowed to murder humans, it should apply to all humans.
Well, then that means you shouldn't
Simple.
be allowed to ejaculate or nothing. You're killing all your babies.
Well, I don't think, no.
Every time you jack off, you kill your babies.
So that's dumb because sperm, you think a sperm without an egg can make a human? Then you just answered yourself. So obviously, sperm are not humans. Human beings, I hate to have to be the one to do this. Human beings are created via sexual reproduction. The sperm has to meet the egg to produce a newly conceived human being.
You are so smart. You are so smart.
Well,
your brain is so huge.
You were the one that was suggesting that jacking off was murder. So that's...
You're the one that suggested abortion is murder,
because it's a human being that's being terminated.
Hi, camera. Hi, camera.
So it's very clear. If there's a human being, that human being should be treated equally. Love.
Love. Who are you, Diddy?
What's that?
Who are you, Diddy? Mr. Love?
No,
Love?
no, not that kind of love. Loving your neighbor as yourself. Like loving my neighbor as myself. Like if it was right to, if it's okay.
Mistake Hop sent $5 on YouTube. Question 2. Dessalines, the founding father of Haiti, tried to A. Protect the French from massacres, B. Allowed them to happen, B. Encouraged massacres.
Well, it's a trick question because there's two B's. I'm going to say B. I have a 66% chance by just saying B. Dessalines. Like the obvious answer is he encouraged them, which is why I'm second guessing myself, because maybe you're trying to trick me. But yeah, I'll say he encouraged the massacres.
Okay to murder people who dyed their hair, I would be against that law to protect you. So out of love, because I want justice and I want equality.
So much.
Yes.
While choosing to act really cringy and weird is certain.
At Free9563 sent $5 on YouTube. Don't judge a book by its cover with such a psyop. Amusementism is an evolutionary trait for a reason. I honestly thankful these women are so hurting.
Yeah, thank you. It's funny you say that because I was saying that like a week or two ago. We were watching the Chud the Builder rally on Channel 5 and I talked about that. And I was thinking about this again just recently because but I didn't really want to bring it up, but like the other day was Monday or Tuesday, I crashed out and I was going, hey, idiot, what have you done? What have you done? Like, I was like saying, like, you shouldn't criticize people like Lauren Southern if you haven't, when they've done more than you. And, you know, a lot of people, I touched a nerve. I really touched a nerve on some people. And some guy was spurging out in the comments. He's like, LP, that's a too woke fallacy. And I was like, dude, you sound like a faggot from Reddit. And then he was like, really? Because you're the one who sounds triggered and hysterical throwing insult. And then I just banned him. I was like, yeah, I'm not talking to you. It's so annoying. And I'm going to bring it back to the judge a book thing. But it's like so annoying because first of all, it's not a too woke. You're straw manning me. I didn't say your criticisms are wrong because you've done nothing. All I said was you don't have the standing. You should have the sense of like respect for hierarchy and gratitude to people who have put in a lot of hard work, that you show them some respect instead of like shit talking them. So it's not a logical fallacy. But more importantly, it's like telling people you should judge a book by a cover, like that's a logical fallacy, right? Thank you, Steak Hop. Appreciate it. Yes. See, you tried to reverse psychology me, but it didn't work. It's like, it's not rational. It's actually like saying like you should judge a book by its cover is not rational. You don't know. It could be the one cool black guy, or like maybe there's a cool Jew out there somewhere. It could be Alex Rosen, you know, the one cool Jew who's alive. And then if you judge them based off of these arbitrary traits, you'd be wrong. So it's not like it's not logically sound to judge a book by its cover. But when you say stuff like that, when you say don't judge a book by its cover, like nobody around here gets mad at me because people understand that this like hyper rationalism is gay and Reddit coded, and it's not the be all and end all. It's not actually like useful to be like that hyper autistic.
The best badness 420k sent $5 on Power Chat. Glad my man's a fellow truther. The female was a psyop made by ISIS, communism, and Disney.
The female orgasm, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, I didn't want to even talk about it because I know I kind of like touched a nerve with people on that one. It's one of those things. And then I think Mr. Bliss Chillin' clipped it and it's going out on the YouTube channel in the next couple days. And when I saw that, I kind of groaned. I was like, oh God, now I'm going to have a bunch more people pissed off at me. Anyway.
Certainly a tactic. This was yet another example of someone who knew she couldn't actually defend her position, so she chose to act like a fool instead. But this next guy would take that to a whole new level.
Look at this specimen.
You just don't know what after that, like with the mom being dead.
Yeah, the baby's alive.
It is.
I think they named him something. something.
Whoa!
You were waiting that whole time to do that? Hey, chump, come back.
Oh.
Come back, buddy. Hey, come and give me a hug. Give me a hug. Come on. Let's hug it out. Come on. Hug it out. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Anon this time Chillin sent $3 on Power Chat. No, they defs get blue if you don't get the job done.
Blue vag? What is the censored word there? Anyway, all right.
Turn the other cheek.
That's crazy how worse she looks after 2 years. It's what self-loathing does to a mofo. We got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's move on. All right, the rape gang report came out. I haven't really, as somebody who already went deep on the grooming gang stuff. I did a big debate. I did a huge documentary that basically covered everything you could want to know about it. For me, seeing all this stuff come out is kind of like late. It's kind of like, oh, now we're doing it. Not that I'm upset that it's coming out more and getting more attention. I'm actually grateful. But it's hard. It's hard not to be like, dude, I was saying all this 5 years ago and no one listened to me. So I've just been kind of like observing it and not really like blowing it up because I just feel like a little bit bitter about it. Ultimately, I am glad that it's happening. Don't get me wrong. And there's a lot of like crazy stuff in here. For example, these people went to the police because their daughter was being abused by Asian men. And the officer on the line said, you can't describe them as Asian men because that's racist. You should be glad your child is being taught a different culture. So this is like, you got like a 13-year-old kid who's getting raped by brownoids and you go to the police and the police are like, oh, well, you should be grateful. She's getting like a cultural exchange. Also, you shouldn't say that they're brown because that's racist. It's like, it's just insanity. Just the whole thing is like totally insane. But in the report, one of the things that has been considered very controversial by certain people is they said that they put an estimate on the number of girls who have been victims of these Pakistani Muslim grooming gangs. And they put that estimate at 250,000 girls.
Richard Toll sent $3 on Power Chat. Would love to see you have the guy back on you debated about the grooming gangs just to see what he thinks now. Possibly futile, but could be interesting.
I couldn't, first of all, no, it would be a exercise in frustration. So Jangles the science lad is the guy. He deleted his Twitter and he doesn't do YouTube anymore, to the best of my knowledge. He quit all that. He wasn't successful. He was a failure, unlike me. I have a successful career and he quit. When's his last video? 3 years ago. Is he going live? No, he's not going live. So he hasn't put out a video in 3 years. But there was things in that debate. We had an argument about a certain statistic that he told me I was wrong about. And I emailed the UK agency after the debate and they confirmed that I was correct and I sent it to him and he didn't care. Also, we had a separate debate about white nationalism and Islamic terrorist attacks. And he gave me this report that said that like all the like right wingers kill way more people than Muslims in America. And I said I hadn't seen the report before, but I said, oh, that's bullshit. And I'll go through and debunk it when I have time. And he laughed at me. He's like, yeah, okay, sure you will. And then I did. I made a video called Ideologically Motivated Violence is Bad. And I went through, and it was like insanely bad. And I sent him that video. And then I went back to him like a day later. I was like, hey man, did you check out my video? What did you think? And all he said was, I wasn't impressed. That was it. So it's like, it's a waste of time to think that you're going to like get these people to admit any kind of mistake on their part. Anyway, so a lot of people are honing in on this 250,000 victim estimate to say that that's like not the methodology of that estimate is bad, and you can't, that's not a real number. You can't just go around citing that number. So like this guy, Matthew Schmitz from Compact Mag, which is funded by George Soros. He says, garbage in, garbage out. The Rape Gang Inquiry Report makes serious claims on shaky evidence.
Free 9563 sent $5 on YouTube. I guess an approach judging books by covers as what is less likely to get me killed. Treating everyone suspiciously or taking a chance with one or two?
Yeah. So it's hard to explain the point that I was making about the whole, like, who are you to criticize people? But it's just like, the point is that there's more to life than autistic, empirical logic and rationality. You know what I mean? It's like if I went backstage at a UFC event and started like telling Sean Strickland, like giving him tips on how to be a better fighter. And let's just say for the sake of argument that somehow I was giving him good tips. It doesn't matter, because he would be like, who the fuck are you to tell me how to fight? You are nothing. You are no, and he would be right to think that. You understand? It wouldn't, whether or not my advice is good is like secondary and totally separate to the whole, like who the fuck are you to try to tell me how to fight? That's the point I'm trying to make. But it touches a nerve, because this is something people do. I've been touching nerves. I had a tweet yesterday, which again, I didn't even want to bring it up, but I said that the consequences for falsely accusing somebody of being Jewish should be severe. And that if you accuse somebody of being Jewish who isn't, you should face severe consequences for doing that. And guess what happened? Everybody said that it was a Jewish post, that I'm kosher, I'm spiritually Jewish. Right? And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm a Christian. I don't like slander. I don't like people who bear false witness. And also, being called a Jew is like one of the worst things you can call somebody. It's total character assassination. And that's why it's slander, and that's why there should be, right? But again, it's touching a nerve, because people do this. People just go around saying, oh, I think that guy's a Jew. I think he's a Jew. Are you a Jew? You look Jewish, So when you tell people that what they're doing is actually like scummy, and that in a just world that served out justice appropriately, that they would be punished for their behavior, they get very defensive. They get very defensive and just tell you you're wrong, Same thing. So, the two quoque fallacy too is like, it's almost always bullshit. It's almost always used to just like ignore bad behavior, right? Like if you look up an example of two quoque fallacy, like a common one is a person who smokes cigarettes but tells you that smoking is bad for you, right? It's like hypocrisy. So you say like, oh, maybe I'm going to take up smoking. And then the smoker's like, oh, you shouldn't do it, man. It's really bad for you. And then you're like, but you smoke, hypocrite. it's like, again, that's not a two quoque fallacy. You're not saying that smoking must be good for you because that person smokes. You're just shifting your attention to a more pertinent issue that has developed, which is why the fuck don't you take your own advice, retard? Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying? Same thing with like me telling Sean Strickland how to be a better UFC fighter. Whether or not I am correct in my advice is irrelevant to now the more pertinent issue of who the fuck do I think I am to go tell Sean Strickland how to be a better fighter. Anyway, enough said. Sorry about the rant, but this is the comments I get, the comments I have to deal with. You guys wouldn't believe this. You just see me here happy-go-lucky doing the show, not a care in the world. Then I log off and I have to read comments and I see that's a joke because I see on the show too. But anyway, moving on. So this guy says, if you see anyone repeating that 250,000 figure as an established fact, you should stop taking them seriously. And then he's linking this thing that they love, this criticism of the methodology for how they got that. And then this has been, a lot of people have been saying this, right? And by the way, this Matthew Schmidt's Compact Magazine post was retweeted by this guy, Pascal Emmanuel Gobry, who is followed by 170 of my mutuals, and who I like to call Peggery, because I'm pretty sure he probably enjoys getting pegged. And I just hate this guy. I really have a lot to add to it. I just fucking hate this guy. And I just want I'm just going on the record, okay? Fuck this guy, Pascal. French, probably ethnically Jewish guy LARPing as a Catholic. His pinned tweet is trying to justify the Iran war. And also, here's Pascal defending wall kissing. Someone said, politics aside, no Catholic should kiss the wall. And Pascal says, I have done it. The Western Wall is a memorial site for the Second Temple. Anyway. And Richard Hanania was also one of these people. He says, it has been previously established, he's quoting the report, it has been previously established that at the very least, and the reason they say at the very least is because this 250,000 is a conservative estimate. And if you look at the methodology, you can understand how it is conservative, because this grooming gang thing is over the span of 70 years. It's been happening for a very long time, ever since the Pakistanis first started showing up in like the 50s to work at the factories. And what they did was they took cases where they did know how many victims there were, and they looked at the amount of and they extrapolated it out based off of how many Muslims are in an area, but they did it conservatively. So the real number is quite possibly much higher, but it's impossible to actually know. It's impossible for us to really know, you know? So you do, all you can do is make an estimate. You do the best you can. But Richard Hanani says that would be something like 1 in 40 women of reproductive age. It's not credible and makes you wonder what kind of standards these people are applying to establish the truth. And so 1 in 40, that would be if all the rapes happened at the same time. But again, they didn't. It was over 70 years. So it's not 1 in 40. It's more like 1 in 120, which actually is way more realistic. You don't think like that, like 1% of the girls could have been victims of this? That's totally plausible. And of course, but the thing I like to do when people start kvetching about the methodology is I say, hey, real quick, how many people do you think died in the Holocaust? It's like, oh, we're examining estimates now? We're critiquing estimates? Let's do this. Let's critique some estimates. Are you ready to burn through some time? Hey, real quick, how many Jews died in the Holly? Richard Hanania did not respond to request for comment at time of publishing. So I don't know how many he thinks or where he gets that data from. I just wonder. We'll have to keep wondering. And a lot of the accounts overtly trying to downplay this are like openly Jewish. I mean, it's actually bizarre. It's actually bizarre at a time when Jewish goodwill has never been lower, when anti-Semitism has never been more prevalent and rife. By the way, there was a New York Post article or some magazine, I can't remember which, I don't have it saved, but they published an article and they said anti-Semitic events or anti-Semitic whatever happened, reached an all-time high in Germany in 2025. And everybody in the replies was like, all-time high? Really? Anyway, so not a good Jewish girl goes, insane report. 250,000 is not a credible number. You completely undermine your own point with this hyperbole. The malfeasance of the perpetrators and those who are tasked with protecting UK is bad enough. You don't need to lie like this. 250,000 is like 1 in 24 women. That's if you assume that all the rapes happened at the same time, or that all the victims were victims at the exact same time. The reason that these estimates are wrong is because if it's going on for 75 years, you have always new available victims coming into the age range. Duh. But by the way, this person also thinks that 1 in 3 men are unrepentant rapists. So they just openly contradict themselves, right? Here's a tweet of hers from 2024. The women need to choose better, idiots. Other than assigning young men the agency of a toddler, have made the fatal error of assuming that a small minority of men are dangerous, when in fact, 1 in 3 are unrepentant rapists, lacking only opportunity to act as they want to. So 1 in 3 men are rapists, but there's no way that 1 in 24 women got raped. Somebody posted, he says, Don Keith says, just a reminder that before Rupert Lowe's rape gang inquiry report, Piers Morgan said my claim was utterly ridiculous.
It's fine. 250,000 of your women are being raped by Muslim, but it's okay.
Again,
it's fine.
Utterly ridiculous statement.
Go to Birmingham, go to Manchester.
Utterly ridiculous statement.
Go to Hull.
As I've said repeatedly, the vast majority of sexual crime against women in the UK.
Lord Malcolm Pearson in Parliament.
Don Keith, the vast majority of sexual crime against women in my country is committed by white men.
Oh, here we go. You've never heard of per capita?
I have heard of per capita.
It's disproportionately committed.
Wait, did he say that? Hold on. What did Piers Morgan say? Let me get that exact quote. Sorry.
Vast majority of sexual crime against women in my country.
Sexual crime. Okay.
Is committed by white men.
Oh, here we go. You've never heard of per capita?
I have heard of per capita.
It's like the Nick Fuentes thing. Like he did the same thing with school shooters.
Disproportionately committed by Muslims against white Christian girls because it's a rape genocide.
Right, let me bring check.
Okay. Then Piers Morgan quote tweets this, and he says, many thousands of young girls were raped and abused, but the 250,000 victim statistic was invented. And according to this independent report, massively exaggerated. Now, Richard Hanania also posted this, which is debunked. And then all this guy does in this article is say, well, you can't really extrapolate that way. That's not necessarily correct. You know, this guy, Shane Raymond, right? It's like, sorry, dude, but Shane Raymond has spoken and he says it's probably not true. He says it's probably wrong. So, you win, you lose, I win. There's this funny thing that happens with like, we need a word for it, like citationalism, or something like that, where people think that because they have a citation from something that's labeled as a report. By the way, if it's just some guy said it on a stream or whatever, it's not like a good citation. But if you call it a report, which has nothing to do with like being peer reviewed or anything, it just gives it like this extra credibility.
Staycop sent $5 on YouTube. As a Catholic, seeing the depth and breadth of the Pharisaic assault on the church is horrifying. They hate us and manipulate institutions very well.
True. Very true. And yeah, there's I don't like to go in on Catholics, but the Pope's been posting some cringe in case you missed it. I skipped over that one. Right. So it's like, oh, look, I have a report I can cite that says you're wrong. It's like, dude, this is nothing. Statistical errors. What's the statistical errors section? I saw it. I can't find it now. The data. Here we go. A more glaring issue is that there are no reason to think that Rotherham, Telford, and Oxfordshire are typical English areas. They were not randomly selected. The inquiries and report into these areas commissioned because they were the location of some of the most notorious child. Actually, there is reason to believe that because we've caught grooming gangs like everywhere else. Actually. And again, like I said, they did a conservative estimate. So it's pretty reasonable estimate. Here's another account, Knower, with, again, the Star of David right in her name. The report was released. It's so bad, I think it's a joke. I mean, I'm sure to the targeted demographic, this is probably the most intelligent thing they've ever read in their entire life. But it's such a meme from an academic point of view. I'm starting to think Rupert's a troll. And then she starts to go over like all these, like it's just a really ridiculously long list of complaints, right? I'm not going to read it all. But no clearly defined research design, no explicit sampling strategy, no inclusion, exclusion criteria, blah, 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 on and on and on. And I said to her, I was like, real quick, how many people died in the Holocaust? And can you provide all those things you complained that weren't in the grooming gang report? Can you give me all of those things as they pertain to the Holocaust? And then she just bit the bullet and said, I don't know. I don't know how many people died. And then this guy said, oh, you prefer to stick to things that actually happened. And then I said, ayo. I don't know, all these Jews are coming out of the woodwork to run defense for Muslims just because they hate right wingers. There's nothing a Jew hates more than a right winger. They'll even defend Muslim grooming gangs if it means getting a dunk on a right winger. Jeremy Kaufman, though, he shows some of how the numbers are credible. Proportions of Muslims in UK cities involved in raping young girls. Telford, 1 in 8. Hulme, 1 in 11. Hull, 1 in 22. Rotherham, 1 in 38. For white European men in general, it's 1 in 10,000. Now, these numbers beggar belief. So I did what anybody would do, and I asked Grok. And then Grok said, yeah, it's accurate. And then I was like, really? So 1 in 8 Muslims committed rape? And then Grok says, no, that's an estimate. That's probably wrong. And I said, well, what's your estimate? And Grok said, probably 1 in 12 or to 13 Muslim men committed rape in Telford. So 1 in 12 men are rapists, but we can't have 1 in 40 women be victims. And these men are raping more than one victim, which we know from the reports. And also, the girls are being raped over and over. So if you actually counted the rapes and not the victims, we're talking 10 million plus rapes from foreigners against the native population of the country. Tens of millions of rapes is what we're talking about. A veritable epidemic. These stats are insane. You know, a lot of people don't have the IQ. This is just an abstract 1 in 8. That's just an abstract figure. It's hard for you to understand how insane that is. Oh, and according to Grok, it's only 1 in 12 for the record. According to the world's smartest super intelligence, it's only 1 in 12. But this is like, it's hard for you to comprehend how actually insane that is. So like when they say, oh, there's no way 1 in 24 girls were raped. It's like, well, 1 in 12 dudes are doing raping. So yeah. And then you also have to understand, even the Muslims who didn't rape, they know people who were. They knew it was happening. The whole community is complicit and guilty. And every Pakistani Muslim should be sent packing tomorrow. Period. And it was a good time to play this old throwback clip of Vosh commenting on Sydney Sweeney, where he says 1 in 4 women are raped, but not if they claim the rapist was a Muslim.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny because I'm over here.
Because, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna... Here, wait, hold on. I should probably move my webcam down because I'm like blocking their faces. I've been doing it the whole video. I just want to say, do you think it maybe speaks a little bit to the fact that we have a rape culture when we put 6 people in a room together to talk about Me Too, and when they're like, hey, who of you have experienced sexual assault, and the 4 women sit down and they've all been raped and they all can barely choke out a coherent sentence. Do we think this perhaps maybe slightly speaks to the fact that there's a problem? Like,
yeah, we really owe women an apology. We need to do better, men. Hey, men, do better.
Me Too has gone too far. False allegations are ruining people's lives. Okay. Who among you have experienced sexual assault? And like every woman in the room starts crying? Like, almost every female friend I have has been the recipient of sexual assault or violence or rape or whatever at some point in their lives. Seriously. It's such a common thing. I think 1 in 4 is probably understating it significantly. I wouldn't be surprised if the rate for sexual assault on women over one's lifetime was as high as 1 in 3 or 1 in 2. We just don't know because nobody fucking reports, because reports aren't taken seriously. That's what Me Too is about.
Taken seriously. Wait for it.
Here, I don't think things are on the same level, but things impact you in bizarre ways. But yeah, because the perpetrator wasn't white, and because he was part of a certain religion.
Are we being real?
And the police were basically just like, we can't because of cultural differences, which I don't feel like is such a good.
What? Bullshit!
You know what? I swear to God, I'm the one who made this edit. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm the one who added the Curb Your Enthusiasm music. I could be wrong. It's been several years since this clip was made, but I think it was actually me who made it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did she turn her fucking rape confession onto how the rape fugees fucking Ahmed Muhammad raped her and the police were like, oh, we can't persecute brown people? Bullshit! Bullshit!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my work. But anyway, what a 180. Brilliant. All right, but nobody is more despicable in this whole thing than this woman, Donna Rachel, the dissident counsel, who, by the way, follows me on X. I don't know why. British Jew, by the way. Again, another Jew. We looked at we looked at 5, counting Hanania, who Hanania against all wisdom and belief is not Jewish, apparently. So that means out of the 5, 3 of them are Jews that we saw. That Compact Mag guy is not Jewish. So just 3 out of 5. But Donna Rachel follows. I don't know if she follows me because of my past work on the grooming gangs or because I'm an anti-Semite. I don't know, but she does follow me. Anyway, she put out this horrific video where she's trying not to laugh at how badly they messed up the report.
The Rape Gang Inquiry report is out. And I'm going to try not to laugh because it feels mean. I haven't read the whole thing. It's 219 pages. It's only just come out a couple of hours ago. So this time last year, I went to Alistair Harrison and I explained to him that in order for the report to stand up to scrutiny when it was released, it needed a proper methodology and it needed a proper...
I can't keep this. I can't bury the lead because shit has come to light about this woman, including that she was at the start helping with the report, but she demanded to be paid and Rupert Lowe refused to pay her. And so she quit. She's like, well, fuck you. I'm not working on this if you're not paying me. So now she's here like laughing and doing this like, oh, the report's so bad because you didn't pay me to do the report for you. And there's more, but that's just a taste of the stuff that we have on her now.
What do they call it? Terms of reference, okay? And that he needed somebody to create that, preferably with somebody with expertise. Although I said, I have some expertise being a journalist and having written reports. I was happy to do that kind of work. But ideally, it needed to be somebody who actually had proper grounding in things like statistical analysis and research methods and all that kind of stuff, right? So I actually wasn't going to do it myself. I was going to find people who do know how to do that thing. But I was going to at least steer it because I know what's kind of meant to, be there. Obviously, none of that got done because Alistair Harrison said to me, we're not going to pay you. And I said, okay, but you still need someone to do all this stuff or you'll just get ripped apart. And he said, don't worry, we've got a lawyer on it who's going to write it for free. Now, it turns out that they did not have a lawyer on it to write it for free. They had Josh Firm, who's from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, not a lawyer, and Charlie Downs and Harrison Pitt, who I believe are also not lawyers. And so, as a result, they also haven't done their research either, because on page 11, for example, we find the following. In each of these areas, the same tactics were used. Girls as young as 11, ... were trafficked across county lines. County lines are phone lines. And you don't even have to do a lot of digging to find that out, right? Literally, all you have to do is Google what is a county line, and it will tell you that county lines are the way that urban drug dealers get their drugs out into more rural areas. They have phone lines that people can call to get drugs. Those are county lines. So you cannot traffic somebody over a county line unless you're trafficking them over a phone line, which I guess is technically possible if you're also selling them on a phone line.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They were selling girls. That's part of the report.
Via that phone. But that's not what they mean here, right? So if they haven't understood the basics of how the drug network works in this country, then they have absolutely no hope of understanding grooming gangs, because grooming gangs...
They were pimping the girls out. None of this stuff is new. None of it is new, which is why I almost didn't even want to talk about it, because I did everything there is to do about grooming gangs already. But yeah, they were pimping the girls out. They were selling them. They were trafficking them. You want to get down into the weeds about, is it sex trafficking or is it just pimping? It's like, who cares?
Our criminal cartel.
Why are you so happy about some little technicality, even if you're right, which is debatable?
Prizes. That is the grooming gang, right? It's a criminal gang. And the two are very, very closely aligned. Where you get drugs, you get grooming gangs and vice versa. This is exactly what Alexis J was talking about in her 2014, 12 years ago, report on Rotherham, the really famous one that everybody knows about because that's what got this whole thing kind of off and running in the first place, okay? So that was the report that came out of Andrew Norfolk's reporting, which obviously started in 2011. He made a big noise about Rotherham. The council came under scrutiny, and then Alexis J was hired to write her report.
Yeah.
And she has a whole chapter in her report that just talks about a woman named Angie Heel. Angie Heel was hired in 2002, I believe, by the police, the South Yorkshire Police, I believe it's called, it was in Rotherham, to look at actually drugs, right? And what she found very, very quickly was that there were a lot of vulnerable children attached to the drugs trade. And so she went to the police at that point and said, hey, if you want to be properly safeguarding children, then you need to look at this connection with drugs. And they ignored her. They actually buried the report. That's why Alexis J accused them of looking the other way and being institutionally complicit. So that got buried. Then she released another report in 2003, another one in 2005, and then she quit because nobody was listening to her and nothing was getting done about it. So Alexis J identified that as long ago as 2002, the Rotherham trade could have been stopped if the police and the councils had looked at the connection between drugs and children who were being groomed.
What is your point?
None of that, I'm going to assume from that line in the Rape Gang Inquiry Report, has made it into the Rape Gang Inquiry Report. Because if it had, they would know that county lines are phone lines and not county demarcation lines, and therefore you don't get trafficked across them. I'm going to leave this video here because I will start banging my head against the desk. But I hope this gives you some idea of how little research these guys have done. They've also put a whole load of stuff in there about the Muslims and how awful the Muslims are, but in really, really vague terms. Everywhere there are Muslims, you get these problems. Well, there are two.
That's pretty crystal clear. That's not super vague to me. That's not super vague. That's crystal clear. And also, I think what needs to be done is also crystal clear. Yeah, but it just comes across as like she's mad they didn't pay her, so now she's shitting on it because it's just like that bitter, spiteful woman thing. What Donna Rachel Edmonds is not disclosing is she offered to contribute to the report, but she also demanded to be paid for contributing and that doing it for free was not an option. She left because she did not get paid. A millionaire using survivors to further his own political ambitions. I agree. It's disgusting. Imagine not being moved by the witness testimonies. Imagine wanting them to matter rather than used to further a millionaire. She keeps harping on about how I guess Rupert Lowe is a millionaire and she's mad she didn't get some of Rupert Lowe's money. Donna Rachel Edward. Now listen to this. She was charging victims to join a rape gang survivors support group. So she has a support group, and here's the actual website, the survivors.org.uk, government nonprofit, right? .org.uk domain, almost guaranteed government funding for this. And if you are a rape gang survivor, you can join the list and get support for only £5 a month. And if you're just a supporter of a survivor, you can join for just £20 a month. So her entire business model is making money off of grooming gang services and being like the grooming gang expert. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Zoe Quinn and Randy Harper or whatever her name, like the Gamergate ladies, Anita Sarkeesian. And they had this like grift of like, we're the anti-cyberbullying cartel. And if you have an issue with cyberbullying, you need to consult with us. You need to pay us because we're the people who deal with that. And then what happened was, a lot of people don't know this, but Candace Owens, young, naive, retarded Candace Owens came along and said, I'm going to make a website for doxing trolls on the internet in order to get people to stop being assholes on the internet, called Social Autopsy, right? Her doxing website. And when Zoe Quinn and Randy Harper heard about that, they went after Candace Owens and were like, you bitch, you can't do this. This is our turf. Like, you're on our turf. We deal with cyber bullies and you don't know what you're doing. And that's what made Candace Owens become a right-wing pundit. Was she dealt with Zoe Quinn and Randy Harper, and she was like, these people are so disgusting. I'm going to join the other team and just talk about what freaks they are. That's all true. That all happened. I watched it in real time. And the first thing Candace Owens did was she went on the kill stream with Ethan Ralph. This is before anybody knew her. And she got, because Ethan Ralph was a big Gamergator who hated Zoe Quinn and Randy Harper, he brought Candace Owens on, and I was there. I watched it live. I was watching the kill stream back when they only had 40 people, which is not that far off from what he has now, but there was a period in the middle there where it was thousands of live viewers. Anyway, that's what it reminds me of. It's like, hey, this is my grift, and you either pay me and show me my respect, or I'm going to go after you. Also, she had a GoFundMe to create an archive of survivors. She raised £6,000 for that. This was back from last year. I'm in the process of setting up the National Archive for Survivors of Grooming Gangs. So she did a GoFundMe again, just her whole, so she got $6,000 to make a website. Which is like, you can make a website for like $200 now. We live in the AI age. You can make a website for like the cost of the domain registration. It's not $6,000. Anyway, the father of a Pakistani gang rapist does not see what his son has done as rape. Oh, did this guy follow me? Maybe I should follow him back. This guy, he's raising awareness about good, important issues when it comes to all this kind of stuff, but he's just kind of sensationalist in a way that I don't like. But whatever, I'll follow him back. All right, let's watch this clip.
And obviously she wasn't...
Hold on, let me turn it up.
New to sex.
So you don't see it as rape?
Cat Respecter sent $5 on Power Chat.
Thank you, Cat Respecter, my best friend, big supporter of the show. We love Cat Respecter.
And obviously she wasn't a virgin or new to sex.
So you don't see it as rape?
I don't.
And she's 13. She's 13 years old.
Yes, obviously that's some responsibility lies for it. But as far as grooming is concerned, I think that the judge has gone over the board, the jury has gone over the board, the police has gone over the board, just because these lads are Asian.
So yeah, obviously there's some accountability, but my son shouldn't be in jail just because this 13-year-old skank wanted to get railed by him. Just so that's, it's so disgusting, That's part of the reason I want to talk about it too. There's a bunch of witness testimony in the report of horrific things that happened. I don't want to read it. You can read it if you want. I've been there, done that. I paid my dues. But it's also a good time to remind you that Konstantin Kissin of Trigonometry, as much as he doesn't like grooming gangs, he absolutely does not want you to make this about being white, even though these girls were racially abused and they were targeted for being white.
You to the Black Lives Matter thing as well. And this is the reason that we've opposed identity politics from the start, because once you start going down this rabbit hole of going, this is a special group and this is a special group and that's a special group and that's but these people, they're not special at all. In fact, then you get into trouble, because eventually, Helen Dale, who we had on the show, she said, I remember saying this in the 90s, if you're going to have gay pride, at some point, someone's going to go, we need straight pride.
Straight pride, yeah.
And this is the problem with all of this. Yeah. And this is the far left that you talk about. That's where it all comes from, this ideology of getting everybody into their own little group. And now white people need to advocate for themselves. That's not, you talk about history, not a healthy recipe.
No.
Not a healthy recipe.
Yeah.
We need to go back to this idea that people are individuals, and you can be racist against anyone, including white people.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's a. Oh wait, why didn't that work? Why didn't my button work? Is my thing open? Hold on. That should have worked, right? It's not working. He's a. Okay, Caleb Hammer guest says the N-word to his black guy who he likes to pull in to Caleb has like a token black guy he likes to bring on to confront the racist white guests, and this guy dropped an N-bomb.
There you go. If you're not afraid to say it, then say it.
Say what?
Tactical nuke incoming!
I mean, that
I can't even look at it.
it's just a word. People in society has made it a bad word. You go in Spanish, you used to use the word Negro all the time to say black. So Negro this, Negro that. Who cares?
Negro.
Yeah. How's Negro more acceptable?
Meaning. It means black in Spanish. Negro is different. Negro is different. Nigger is different.
Okay, what about just one G?
Say it to Caleb then. Say it to Caleb then. Say it to Caleb. Look him in his eyes and call him that.
I'm trying to.
Look him in his eyes and call him that. Look him in his eyes and call him that.
See, now he looks like an Oriental.
Call Caleb that.
Like, he looks like an Oriental.
Call Caleb that. Why the hell are you?
You know you're dealing with a sophisticated racist when they say Oriental instead of Asian.
Stop it. Why are you scared? Call him that.
What?
So I mean, whatever. That's funny. Their reaction is insane, but also it's like, you know, it's entertainment, it's television. But the thing is so first of all, here's the thumbnail, and in the thumbnail it says "fuck you, nig," which is not what we saw in the clip. What we saw in the clip was say it, and then he just goes, "Okay, nigger." Right? He's like, they're like, say the word. Oh, you think it's okay? Well, let's do it. I bet you won't do it. And so he says it. And then here it says, best show I've ever done. I called his boss and literally got him fired. And so I don't want to watch this whole thing. I don't want to spend all day on this. I want to wrap this show up. But it's like, where does he call the boss? What's the timestamp? Let's see. The dead is already. Chat, do we like this guy? He's sending unsolicited. Oh, dick pics? Is there a timestamp for the boss call? Dude.
Been doing that. I said it to make a point that it's just a word, and I respect if a black person came to me.
You did to your black coworker, I'm told.
Which one? Oh no, wait.
Which one?
Wait.
Exactly.
Well, it depends on which one you're talking about. Like back in the day when I was playing basketball with them, sure, I used it all the time. But I was a part of the group. I was in the culture. I thought maybe you're talking
culture.
Yeah, I was part of black culture. Don't look like it, obviously, but.
It's got to be towards the end, right? Because if you call the guy and get him fired, he's probably going to be pissed off.
It's one of them, you know,
isn't
Southside Chicago.
Then speaking jive.
No, you mean Ebonics?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I kind of did.
Jive, Caleb. That's racist. Really, Caleb? Jive? That's what you call it? Are you from the 1960s? We call it Ebonics where I'm from.
Yeah, you know, you morph into what you're around. So
well, sounds like you can't anymore.
Oh no, like if that was the case, I would be speaking Spanish and eating tacos. But
what is wrong with you?
Well, if you go to Laredo, maybe, but and I don't know.
I kind of like this guy.
These tacos you have up here, they're hoity-toity crap.
I'm turning to what you're around. Well, no, if that was the case, I'd be speaking Spanish and eating tacos.
You got cabbage in it. Like, that's not Mexican
If you're going
tacos.
to like a white people taco, go to a Mexican food truck where they can't speak English. They're everywhere.
Yeah, that's Stripes at the on the border. Oh wait, do you know what Stripes is?
No.
It's a gas station basically, and they sell tacos and.
Great. I don't go to the border. It's weird.
Well, you
I know.
should. It's
I'm
good
sorry.
times down there.
What? That's where you get all the women you pay for?
No, the little casino down there. You know, you can.
Oh, dude, you're such a loser.
It's
okay. Listen, you have this kind of collections.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you qualified for credit at some point, but 9,977. What's your plan with this?
It doesn't matter.
Been on your credit for 2 years, so it's going to be on there for a long
which-
time.
Oh, that's.
I don't know, 9,877.
Yeah,
What was it?
That's probably the eviction thing
Oh, you got evicted! Be candid.
by choice.
You're including, by the way, photos that have disappeared that you've sent to them.
I didn't even know you could do disappear photos.
You're sending these
on
women.
Instagram.
Dude, you're just messaging. Look, he just messages women and they barely respond. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And he just sends photos out of nowhere. Who knows even what they are? This is crazy.
Oh, I'm sure somewhere
Who is this?
the nasty side, but it depends on the circumstances.
Dude, I mean, sex is good. I mean, it's fine, but it's just like, it's crazy.
Well, okay, here's the thing too, is that don't
here we go.
goon or don't do anything unless it's a real woman. Lay down the and actually talk
here
to
he
women.
is, lay down the.
Yeah.
Here he is asking for this woman's Venmo for nudes.
No, that was a no, I would
she
never
sent
pay.
it.
I know
Uh-huh.
she sent it.
Okay,
but
give me
no.
a few moments to clean up and I'll download it. LOL. Yeah, that's just a joke.
Yeah, I never. Even
Venmo to Venmo.
Even my ex, this most current one that you said, whatever she sent me like an Apple request for $100.
That's funny, but I mean, if he did Venmo, then there would be nudes, right? And there's not, so he probably didn't.
And I
Is
say, hey, what are you gonna send me?
mess. This is a mess.
Well, let me
Trust me,
download the
it was
app.
worse
though.
back
That's
then. I've gotten better in the last few months.
busted.
I'm trying to clean up, but
I don't care if you're goon, just make sure it's consensual goon.
Oh, yeah,
Now, yes,
yeah,
a
goon.
lot of women right now online are like terminal online victims, crybabies, where they think you rub up against them weird. They just got assaulted. But
because
it's
Caleb
like,
got Me Too'd for everyone who forgets. Caleb was accused of being a sex pest and bringing women over to his weird sex dungeon where he has like lube on the couch or whatever it was.
Well,
I don't
and
understand.
Women, so here's what got into my head and what makes it worse is that
Here's another conversation with about his.
yeah, I forget.
Here's
No.
about
Oh,
a
Rebecca, I
conversation with
remember.
about his.
Oh, she's very religious. She can't.
Yeah. Here's a conversation with about his. I don't know, but you've talked to a lot of people about.
Oh.
It's a bit interesting.
And there's a.
So multiple women about you being accused of since 22. Okay, one was July 16, 2024 about you being a. October 19th, 2025 about you being a. May 19th of this year about you being a.
Yeah, it doesn't help that
That you keep. No, it doesn't.
That a serial dater I've been with over probably 100 people and.
Okay, yeah, congratulations, 100 people. Yeah, you stick it in. It's not
$77K in debt.
hard to stick it in.
Well, it has to be actually, but you know about that.
You suck.
Actually,
you owe a lot because you're
No.
past due on your student loans.
Oh well, that's
$92,000.
Oh.
They'll get that too eventually. But
Yeah, no, they'll garnish your wages for that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, they can.
Once they figure that you have a wage and then it's all of a sudden gone and then.
Well, that's another reason to work is so I
No,
can.
it's
pay
another reason of you
that.
being a taker and not a giver. What's your
Yeah.
normal student loan monthly payment?
0.
No, you have a regular payment amount
Well,
of
it just
$227.
started. It just came out of deferment or something.
$227.9.
Is that
Shut
wait?
up.
Is that it?
Yes, $227,
Oh, wow.
and you're behind by 3 months because it just started. Dude, you suck.
Well, maybe that I should.
Shut the fuck up.
Start paying.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck
I
up.
don't know. And I didn't get
Shut
a
the fuck
degree
up.
either.
14,749.
Coach McGurk, he does sound like Coach McGurk a little bit.
And
That's
that was in
the same
2020. What
voice
degree
actor who does Archer, by the way.
Did you not get?
H. John Benjamin, I think his name is.
Yes, business. It taught me a lot.
1K.
That's
Oh, it's a
just,
builder card.
That's
Well, you owe
yeah, that's just my
$270.
Walmart pay card or whatever, and they make it easy to do your pay and get advance if you need it.
Yeah, all you're getting is Walmart, except none of it is groceries because it's like energy drinks. $4.10, $3.55, $4.12. 447, 848.
I gotta eat,
You're just
so.
getting bullshit at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, pack your lunch. You pathetic. I know I'm not going to be able to convince you. You're such a worm.
I will eventually.
Bullshit. Dude,
you gotta have no self-respect to go on this show.
Bullshit. Subway.
It's crazy, man. Letting this guy go through your phone and then make fun of you for your conversations.
Bullshit. McDonald's.
Okay, that's just across the street though. So.
Bullshit. And what not?
Okay,
Isn't
that's
that cards.
Mostly yes, but you know when
Or
you
child.
when you
What's Exodus.com? Pathetic worm.
Exodus, what?
Exodus.
What's well that's my crypto from casino stuff and all that, you know. Gotta use it to gamble.
He's gambling.
Anonymous sent $10 on Power Chat. Trigger Nama Tree Guy. Tell the special criminals to stop seeing us as special targets and we will avoid the all of a sudden out of nowhere slippery slope of protecting our apparently special victims.
Yeah, again, you're acting like you can reason with somebody like that, like they're acting in good faith. But a guy like Konstantin Kissin is not. He's not good faith. He's a weasel. He's a selfish weasel just out to enrich himself. He doesn't give a fuck about white people or white countries.
McDonald's. A lot of bullshit.
You got to move money around when it comes to gambling with crypto, so got to use Exodus. I mean, that's part of my job. Well, hustle, not necessarily job, but.
Can we please bring in Tyler?
That's a lot of that's more papers than I thought. I just downloaded and didn't even look. What the?
Oh, your savings has gone down. No surprise. Wells Fargo. Yeah. Oh, great. Bullshit. Amazon Prime. Amazon. Sam's. Pull up your Venmo. Sam's. Amazon.
Venmo,
Walmart.
yeah, there's nothing on
bullshit.
Venmo.
Chick-fil-A. McDonald's. Bullshit. Applebill. eBay. McDonald's. Buzzbed.
What's that?
Bullshit. Subway. Bullshit. Smart Action. Chick-fil-A. Bill Miller Barbecue. Applebill. Schlotsky's. Busbed. Lyft. Ride. Uber.
It's like five restaurants on the same day.
I'm so
it's like
excited to
4
call
per
your boss. You
day.
have no idea. You have your boss's phone number, right?
Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
We really should execute people like that. Like the racism stuff is funny, but this guy really should be put into a blender or like maybe like an incinerator where we can like use the energy to power, a hospital or something.
We're calling him in the post show. All right, here's the absolute.
That's insensitive right there. What
Come on
the hell?
over, Tyler. We're going to close the show with your worst
let's see.
nightmare, a black man. The thing is, I hate you. You're a bad person. You're also pathetic, and you're a horrible excuse of a man, and I hope no one looks up to you. You're a bad person. I'm not making you a budget. You can go f yourself. I don't give a shit. You're a pathetic, disgusting creature that barely deserves to be on this earth in Minecraft. But here's Tyler.
Hey, Minecraft.
Do you want to apologize? I want to give you the opportunity for the couple minutes we have left before we go to the post show and call your boss and ruin your life even more.
I want to apologize that you were hurt by something that was said. I will apologize for using the word if it meant something to you more than
Just say you apologize for using the word in general. Stop being.
I can't say
You're
that.
really.
No,
You're really pussy. I hope you know that.
He's winning me back.
You're a bitch.
Apologizing.
You're a hoe ass nigga. That's what the f you is.
Well,
And they're literally extorting. Like this is actual extortion. It's blackmail. This is like a federal crime you're witnessing. Caleb says, apologize or I'm going to call your boss and get you fired. Like that, it's actual extortion. It's actual blackmail. And the guy's like, nah, I'm not doing that. You know what? I'm on his side again. Give this man, let's pay his debts off. Like, can we get a give, send, go going?
You're a bitch. You're a pussy. You're realistically pussy. But like, it's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you.
And the thing is like they were like, say it, you know, and now they want to get him fired unless he grovels. This is really scummy behavior from Caleb Hammer, who I thought was based, but who is being very unbased right now.
And when you go outside and get your ass knocked the fuck out, that's fine. You can laugh all you want to. That shit, it's not a joke. You a pussy.
It's not a joke. And I do have a question. Why are you getting like $10, $16, $10, $32? What drugs are you selling from to these people on Venmo? You're getting paid a lot.
Yeah, because need to eat. you gotta feed them, man. You gotta take care of your people. Now, we're not going down.
Taylor, I want you to kick his ass because he deserves it. I just don't want you to get hurt.
Nah, he's a softie.
I'm not gonna
man.
get hurt.
I don't think you'd
Who
get
the fuck is a softie?
You are.
Who the fuck is a softie? You want to find out?
Hey, yo.
Wandering Neanderthal sent $50 on Power Chat. Catch the replay later. Just popping in to drop a dono. Having a nice day of day drinking and picking berries with the family. Life is good. We'll all make it, brothers.
I'm jealous. Things are going pretty good for me lately, but there's always someone who's got it better out there. Drinking and picking berries with the family. Thank you, Wandering Neanderthal. Appreciate the big dono.
You
want to find out?
You could beat me in arm wrestle.
You want to find out?
Man, I'm scrappy as hell.
Oh, you want to find out? We can find out.
Yeah.
Give me full permission.
Set up a ring.
I don't care. I just don't want you to get sued.
No, he wouldn't. If I consent.
We can find the fuck out. If you want to see, we can. I'll knock your old ass out. You really want to get beat the fuck out? If you really want to get beat,
It feels like there's a potential lawsuit just for getting him fired from his job, because it's like you brought him on the show to give him financial advice to help him fix his finances. Like that was the understanding. And then at the end you say, I'm not going to help you and I'm going to get you fired.
I just got my insurance.
Let's go outside.
The first. So.
No, don't be scared. Don't be pussy. Let's go outside. I'll f you up.
I don't know what the exact lawsuit would be. I don't know exactly what the angle is, but
Give into the stereotypes. You're not all violent.
No, he's actually.
I mean, calling a guy to boss with the intent of getting him fired because you don't like something he said that you asked him to say, that feels tortious. I'm not a lawyer, but that feels tortious to me, dog.
As a matter of fact, the stereotype was even worse for him because he seems like a soft.
You don't get the joke. We're friends. We joke.
I'm not. That's not a joke. It seems a little soft.
Being pussy. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's run it. Let's run it.
You seem.
Let's do mutual combat so nobody gets sued. I'll shake her hand and then beat the f out you. If that's really what you want, let's do it.
No,
I'm so dead ass. Let's do it.
I would too.
Let's go outside so I can beat your ass. You think I'm pussy? You think I'm soft?
No, I did not say that.
I wish I could. Oh, jeez, dude.
Soft.
I said
you
that.
think I'm soft.
I said that.
You think I'm soft. I'm not soft. I will beat the f out you if you really want to do that. If you really want to do that.
Soft in the
Tell
sense.
me you want to fight me. Tell me you want to fight me so we can do it.
Soft in the sense that.
Watch. You backpedaling now?
Coward.
You're backpedaling
now. In the sense
so
that.
you don't want to fight.
Oh, I will. I'll scrap.
You'll fight. Let's do it.
I will scrap.
Let's do it.
Well, actually, take that back. Take that back. I just realized. Coward. I normally would.
Coward.
I am because of one thing. It violates my probation. That's the only reason why. That is the only. I just thought about that. I could get in trouble even if it's consensual.
Jeez, dude. I wish I could. Oh man, it's my probation.
I would still get in trouble. Otherwise, I will give you the date that I can, and I will come.
Well, stay tuned.
I forgot
Join
about that.
Hammer Lee.
Shit.
In the moment he is off probation,
like
a black man will beat his ass, and for the first time on black on white crime, it'll be justified.
And then he's gonna take. I have to take away his black card when he loses.
I'm making a joke here.
No, it's not a joke. I don't take the black card away.
No, set this up. When he's off of probation.
No, even if I'm not off probation. No, even if what I'll do, even if I'm off on probation, I will ask my probation officer if there's a contract we can do and we can make it happen.
Call him.
I will. That's great for post show. Great for post show.
Okay, we'll do that in the post show, and I'm also going to call his boss first and get him fired.
Come on, I was trying to avoid that one.
Nope, we're doing that one. And I don't give a shit. I really don't. Your life is ruined, and I don't care.
I don't
care about the job. Join Hammer Lee. Join us for this post show.
So the call is in the members only post show apparently. So I don't care that much. I'll tell you. I think that's a scummy thing to do, Caleb. You ask the guy, you dare him to say a word, and then you ruin his life because he says a word. I don't like that, Caleb Hammer. I don't think that's very cash money of you. Is it staged? Maybe. Some people think every show is scripted on this channel. Who knows at this point? Who knows? Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to the people sending the super chats. Really appreciate the support. We'll be back tomorrow with the media, $5 Media Fridays. You guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace out.